New year, new season. Welcome everyone to Science Series number 1, Season 13. Can't believe it's Season 13. Feels like 1,000 years since I first started. But yeah, this is Science Series number 1. We got quite the lineup. Went from 16 trucks to 22 trucks. I once again underestimated you guys. Yeah, I'm always happy to add other trucks. It's fun to do. So yeah, the color theme is Monster Truck Insanity Tour since I just got back from that. Oh yeah, and check that out. For those who haven't seen my community post, go check it out. But anyways, this is your field of trucks. You got me and Captain USA, Mark the Wolf 05 Studios and Gravedigger, Pinchy 08 and Gravedigger Fire and Ice, Mac Bulldog Mac and Max D, Nathan Webb and El Toro Loco, Introvert Drew and Megalodon, Cody Armstrong and Monster Mutt Dalmatian, Caden Wilson and JCB Digatron, Anna Blank and Classroom Crusher, Mayhem Fan 33 and Avenger, Spin Master Monster Jam and Brutus, Collector Racing and Bigfoot, Hobby Buddy 99 and Snakebite, Devin Treat, aka Metal Health Racing and Monster Patrol, Shadow vs. Ghost and Gravedigger the Legend, Monster Jam Digging MIAA in Bad News Travels Fast. Interesting name. And MTE Dan 28 in Wolf's Head, aka Dan Chiche who was driving Raminator at the Monster Truck Insanity Tour. So, Dan, it's a pleasure to have you here. Eric Crawford in Inferno, and Tyler Icklander, 55, and Unnamed and Untamed. Now you may have noticed I left out 3 names. Where are they? Well, here they come. And this was the first find of 2025 for me, representing Hot Wheels monster trucks in that metal-based chassis and plastic transparent body. Please welcome Aiden Richards in the Dual Engine Destroyer. Oh, nice. It stayed on all 4. Alright, you guys just saw this truck on Instagram. I now own a piece of it. Yeah. A prized possession. Representing the Monster Truck Insanity Tour and approved by all the drivers that were in Lebanon. Signed by every one of them. The guy behind the wheel, you've heard of him before. Today, Eli Curry 21 is the boss. And the last new truck is... Alright, coming up a little short, but stayed on all 4. Also saw this truck in Lebanon. Recently driven by Whitney Hayes, who had some terrible luck in racing and skills, but came back for freestyle. But in this Science Series, it is Kirk Nagy in Twisted Addiction. This is round number 1, Monster Truck Racing. And here we go, round number 1, Unnamed and Untamed in the pink lane, taking on Captain USA in the teal lane. Battle of the West Coast, down they go. And kicking things off is going to be Unnamed and Untamed. And next up, one of the trucks that were added to the lineup, Monster Patrol, getting a chance to try this new chassis, taking on Gravedigger Fire and Ice, which made a competitive appearance in Orlando, which makes it wonderful to see it in St. Louis, unless it was just a one-off. Well, we're going to find out in 3 days, aren't we? Ain't that right, Introvert Drew? And that new chassis seems to be working for Monster Patrol as he takes down Gravedigger Fire and Ice, advancing to round 2. And next up in round 1, Battle of the Hot Wheels Monster Trucks. Dual Engine Destroyer taking on Snakebite. Both trucks are found at Five Below. And what a race, and Dual Engine Destroyer takes down Snakebite. Yeah, if you guys got Five Below in your area, I highly recommend you check it. And next up in round 1, we got Gravedigger the Legend taking on JCB Digatron. Been a while since I've run this version of the Legend. I was originally going to do the Custom World Finals one, the most recent version of the Legend, but then I remembered this existed. So yeah, the Legend taking on Degatron, down they go. And it's going to be JCB Degatron advancing to round 2, taking down the Legend. And next up in round 1 racing, we got Bad News Travels Fast, the newest version, taking on Megalodon from the Amazon 4-pack, the All-Star 4-pack, I think it was called. Anyways, down they go. And Bad News turns it over, and Megalodon advances to round 2. Alright, next up in round 1 racing, both trucks had Hot Wheels chassis and got promoted to Spin Master chassis. Inferno in the pink lane, taking on Brutus in the teal lane. Inferno, another truck that was added. Getting another shot, and down they go. And Inferno front flipping his way to victory, and Brutus just couldn't get over the speed bump. Okay, I just turned the lights on. That's much better. Alright. Yeah, I'm messing with the settings here. Alright. No, that's good enough. Anyways, Inferno takes down Brutus and advances to round 2. And next up in round 1 racing, in the pink lane, it's Bigfoot taking on Wolf's Head in the teal lane. Another truck that was randomly added. Dan Cheech got us trading in the Ram for a Wolf. Let's see if it works, as he gets ready to take on the king of the monster trucks. And it's going to be Wolf's Head advancing to round 2. The big bad wolf takes down the big blue Ford. And next up in round 1 racing, Monster Mutt Dalmatian taking on Avenger. You've seen this truck before, but running a new look for the Science Series, and you can catch the Nomad one in Science Series number 2. Alright, yeah, I already know one truck that's going to be in the lineup. I don't have it planned yet. I'm just waiting to see how St. Louis goes. Anywho, enough rambling. And Avenger takes down Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And next up in round 1 racing, the newcomer, the boss, in the pink lane, taking on Max D in the teal lane. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite Max D body. I almost wish Tom Meents ran that in St. Louis, but no, had to be the regular spiked one. And problems for the boss, and Max D advances to round 2. Alright, moving right along in round 1. Racing out of the pink lane is El Toro Loco, taking on another newcomer, Twisted Addiction, in the teal lane, which this truck will run in the next Slam Series. And I'll probably run it alongside Tailgater. And problems for Twisted Addiction as El Toro Loco rockets to the finish. What a win for El Toro Loco, celebrating 25 years. And final race for round 1, Classroom Crusher taking on the Gravedigger. And an easy win for your Classroom Crusher as Gravedigger turns it over. I don't know what happened. I was too busy focusing on Classroom Crusher doing a wheelie. Yeah, that concludes round 1 racing. But before we move on to round 2, it's time for a fast loser race. Who's going to take on Classroom Crusher in round 2? Will it be Gravedigger the Legend, Twisted Addiction, or Brutus? Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? And Twisted Addiction, coming back for revenge. Alright, round 2. Both trucks were added into the lineup. Monster Patrol taking on Unnamed and Untamed. And that chassis is working so well. Monster Patrol advancing to round 3. Now it's at round 2. I keep doing that, and I don't know why. And next up in round 2, Dual Engine Destroyer taking on JCB Digatron. And Dual Engine Destroyer goes into Digatron's lane, cutting them off and getting the win. Hey, the only rule here in this racing is stay on the track. And Dual Engine Destroyer did that and took the win. Team Digatron cannot be happy with that. And next up in round 2, Inferno taking on Megalodon. And Inferno, the OG, showing these new kids how it's done. Moving on to round 3. And next up in racing, we got Avenger, this time in the pink lane. He was in the teal lane last time. Let's see what he can do as he takes on Wolf's Head. Down they go. And what a save by Avenger as he gets the win over Wolf's Head. Well, that's one way to win. And next up in round 2 racing, we got El Toro Loco taking on Max D. This isn't even the El Toro Loco from the 2-pack this one's from. That one will run later. Anyways, down they go. And what a finish, and it's going to be Maximum Destruction. Yeah, Team Max D, they're going to give it their all. After struggling last year, well, getting a win every once in a while, but they say that this is their year. Is that true? Well, it's too early to tell, but... And last up for round 2 racing, we got Classroom Crusher taking on Twisted Addiction. Solid Strike in Lebanon, I'll be seeing this one in St. Louis. And what a move that happened too quick. I don't know if I caught it, but Classroom Crusher did a sky wheelie and it cost him the win. Twisted Addiction moving on to round 3. Taking on Max D, and that's going to be an intense race. Alright, round 3. Monster Patrol taking on Dual Engine Destroyer. And Dual Engine Destroyer has put an end to Monster Patrol's winning streak, going to the semifinals. And next up in round 3 racing, Inferno taking on Avenger. And what a race. They were really fighting for that win, but Avenger is going to come out on top. And last race, round 3. Twisted Addiction taking on Max D. And it's going to be Max D. Alright, this is the last Fast Loser race. Who's going to the semifinals? Will it be Decatron, or Unnamed and Untamed, or the Boss? Decatron really wants that win to get his revenge on Dual Engine Destroyer for cutting him off. And the Boss wants another chance after getting his butt handed to him in round 1, and Unnamed and Untamed is just happy to be here. And back for revenge is JCB Decatron. This is the semifinal round. Dual Engine Destroyer taking on Avenger. Who's going to the finals? And putting an end to his winning streak, it's Avenger. And who will face Avenger in the finals? Will it be Decatron? Will it be Max D? Oh, it's going to be close, and it's going to be Maximum Destruction. And this is the final round. It all comes down to this: 2 trucks, but only one winner. Let's meet our competitors. Racing out of the pink lane, driving that truck from Paxton, Illinois, it's Mac Bulldog Max D. And racing out of the teal lane, the head of Team Scream out of Columbus, Michigan. Please welcome Mayhem Fan 33 and Avenger. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. It's a futuristic SUV taking on the 57 Chevy Bel Air. And by a long shot, it's Avenger. And Max D came so close, but Avenger is your racing champion. So Mayhem Fan 33, congratulations to you. And there's a little sample of what's to come for freestyle. But before we do freestyle, we gotta do triple threat racing. And that's why I got 3 lanes after all. Can Avenger double down? Or will Max D get his revenge? Well, you just have to wait and see. Stay tuned for triple threat racing.